All right, Ricky, welcome back. Obviously, to new. It's a little different than the old school where you and I both played. But would you say returning home? I know you've been home a couple of times here in the past couple of months. Would you say returning to McDevitt and kind of this community, kind of like a sort of therapy for you?
Big time, big time. Oh, and it's a really good therapy. Let me tell you that. Feels so good to be back, to see the people who cared, the people who believed in you before I even, started making all the touchdowns and everything. So, but yeah, it's really cool to see how it's grown. Just like you said, it's come a ways since that.
It has.
Out on the hill, the little school on the hill, right?
Yeah.
This is just beautiful, and I'm just glad that these young people have a chance to have a school like this, to have people like this, like Jay Rabel. I mean, I played with him, and all these guys that I've known since then, they're still the same guy today. Right. So it's just great to be here, to have the love and feel the love that I do from them, and also reciprocate it, and give it back to them, because I really appreciate my time at McDevitt and the people who helped shape me and shape my life, really, to shape the person who I became. This
community sort of rises up when you're around. I think you feel that. You just mentioned how that feeling's obviously mutual. I have to ask, how fast would you been if on the new turf, if we weren't playing on that bad grass back in the day?
I know. People don't know we had that ball spot in the middle of the field and everything. But, man, that's why I said, man, I would love to have been able to play at this stadium. But to be able to watch these young kids play is going to be such a thrill for me. I can't wait to see them. I've heard so much about them over the years. And I've been so busy and haven't been able to come back and watch. I said, man, I want to see a game. I want to see a game, feel a game in this stadium, and I get to do that.
Obviously, it's been 40 years, hard to imagine, since the '85 team, which is obviously talked in reverent tones in this area. You were a massive part of that. I know it's hard to kind of sum up that kind of season in a couple of words, but what were some of your best memories about that glorious '85 team?
Man, just the fact that I wasn't the senior, I wasn't the leader on the team at that time. The fact that how they welcomed me, how they made me a part of them, especially like Sean Borowski, Jim Bryant. I mean, those guys was like, yo, we want you in our backfield, you know what I mean? We want you to be a part of what we're doing. And they used to call themselves the fun bunch. And so they even let me be a part of that, So, I mean, just when I think back, it was how we played for each other, how we loved each other. We still do. And the fact that we're still friends to this day, I think that that's important, and that means something. Because I know a lot of guys don't stay in touch. It's just not that they maybe want to fall out of touch, but life happens, and then you just start to go your separate ways. But we've stayed in touch, we stayed in contact, and I think it says a lot about the team that we were.
You've had so much success on the field, but I'm not sure if I asked you what maybe you think your greatest accomplishment is in the sports world. Can you pick one?
I know it would be so hard. I mean, obviously the Super Bowl, because of the massiveness of it. But I can't say that it's any more important to me than winning the national championship. And winning the championship, with my boys here.
Right.
All of them were so important at the time, and they're still important to me to this day when I think back on it, because it was the journey of each one and how we became that. I mean, I was skinny Rick when I came here, and I was all, not much muscle to me and all that. And these guys helped build me up and made me stronger. And mentally, physically, I learned how to take care of myself, make sure I got the proper rest, that I ate properly and all that, because I was eating chips and stuff. I wasn't even thinking about nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's where I learned it. That's where I learned and started to lift weights and learn how to lift weights properly and not hurt yourself, obviously.
Right.
So it's just like, there's no way I could say that I would have done the things that I did had it not been for McDevitt and my start and playing for that team and a team like that who played for each other so much and believed in each other so much.
Yeah.
Because it's not only just believing in yourself, you got to believe in the guy next to you. He's going to get the block. He's going to throw the ball to you. You know, the things are going to work out. Your defense, when they're out there, you know, they're going to make the plays. And I used to go play both ways back then, so I was playing defense too. And special teams, I never came off the field. It was so much fun. And that I feel like that was like when we were just playing pure football, almost like sandlot football, like when you grew up and played in a parking lot or wherever.
Dodging
you know, that's
cars,
what we played. Most people probably didn't play there. They probably had a field or something, but we played in the parking lot.
Obviously, beyond the successful on the field, being a writer, I'm curious how difficult you found the writing process. Obviously, being an author now and penning a book on adoption, that is not an easy task to handle, and it takes a long period of time. I'm curious, how did you find the writing process? Was it more difficult than you thought, or did it flow fairly easy by living through it? Just curious, what's your opinion on that?
The funniest part of it, and probably the best, because if I did it that way, how you're saying it, oh my God, like straight out and like I want to do this book, it would have been really hard for me.
Yes.
But it was something that I wrote. It was a poem that I wrote, and I wrote it for my older son when we got our younger son.
Right.
And so I wrote it as poetry and as a fun thing for me to be able to read to them. And so I would always read it, and they'd always ask me to read it. So, and it rhymed, you know, so it was fun, you know, it was a fun thing. But my wife and some of her friends, we were sitting around, and they're the ones that said, God, this would be a good book. And then I started asking people about it, what did they think about that? And they were just like, man, there's no books like that. And even books that are on adoption and stuff like that, they're like animals. They're not people and like a real person. So I was like, wow, maybe. So then we thought about, you know, getting the illustrator and talking to some people, and one came up who was like perfect for what we thought we wanted. And it just all started coming together from there. And it just like took on a life of its own. So I can't even say I was like, I want to be a children's book writer, or I want to do this. It's just something that happened, and I'm so proud of to this day. My God, I'm like, I can't believe it, especially the way it's been received. And like people really like it, kids really like it. And I'm reading to these kids, you know, and it's just the best feeling when they're not fidgeting around, they're not running to, I don't want to, you know, or crying or anything. And then it turned into the grown-ups would want me to read to them, because there was a few times I had, and there weren't any kids. And so I was like, well, normally I read the book to the kids. So, and they were like, I said, so, but maybe I'll skip that part. And they were like, no, we want you to read to us too. So it was awesome me sitting there reading the book to these grown people, and they are tuned in, like boom. And then the questions afterwards, awesome questions that they obviously were listening to everything and paying such good attention and to the detail of the book.
Right.
Because there's a lot of detail in there too. That was really the house that I lived in. It was really, we had those animals, you know.
Oh yeah.
We had those things running around, guinea pigs and all that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the last question
bearded
for you.
Dragon.
Yeah, last question for you, Rick. I mean, we talked about the all your success on the football field, and obviously, I know, you know, dangling out there is a potential to be a Hall of Famer. Do you need that distinction to validate your career? I mean, obviously, all the people around here and everybody that you know, when you come back and be the revered, your jersey's hanging on the wall about 20 feet away. Do you need that to kind of validate all your successes? I
don't think I need it, but it would be great. Obviously, it would be great. And you know, it's something, you know, when you work so hard for something and you've done so much in the sport, and that is like what people see as the creme de la creme. Right. Then of course that would be great. But yeah, I am proud. I'm proud of what I've done already, and I'm proud of how people receive me and how they act towards me when they see me.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your time, Rick. Thank you so much. Welcome back again, and enjoy the weekend.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.